This is episode 6 of the Peat podcast. Just James and Maddoc here today. Couldn't have our
Today,
fellow Rockets Glazer with us today. Tristan's not available, but he and I decided we're going to do an episode today. And we thought what better to do than go back to one of our favorite things, the NBA, and do kind of a recap of the last couple of weeks since episode 5, because there have been a lot of changes in the NBA standings. Maddoc, what are your thoughts so far on the changes? What are some of the major changes we've seen so far?
well, the one major flip-flop from last time is basically the Rockets and the Lakers have just changed places.
If only
Both
Tristan were here to talk about his Rockets, man.
both in just their overall aura, surrounding the team and their place in the standings. I
Yeah,
think
the Rockets are surging.
the Rockets are such a weird team. And I guess we should talk about them.
Yeah, we'll get
I
them
don't
out of the
know.
way here.
They're just playing a really connected form of basketball right now. All of their guys seem to be surging at the right time. They've got Fred VanVleet and Amen Thompson back
Yeah,
finally. Şengün is playing well, and a lot of their depth is playing really well too, because they've been able to pull out some of these games where their stars don't produce. I mean, there was that one game against the 76ers where Şengün had 8 points, and one of those was the game-tying tip-in at the end of the game. And so they've been able to survive these games where they just don't have a lot of offensive production from their main guys. And I think that's largely a testament to how good their depth really is.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, because the ability to stay in a game mentally when you're having like a bad night, a lot of people like Şengün's caliber could probably just check out mentally, but to be aware and still try to make winning plays for your team, even when you're not playing well, it allows you to be in games. And a defensive minded team like the Rockets, they're going to usually be in most of the games they play, regardless of if they shoot well or not. So yeah,
that was a funny game because Steven Adams came in just for that, the tip in. That was the only minutes he played. So it's like he played at 30 seconds and his plus minus was +2.
That's so funny though. I love Steven Adams. When Mason Plumlee took him to the ground and he was just walking away I don't even care, man. And Mason Plumlee's all rattled. Yeah, and to have Fred VanVleet back, to have stability now at the point guard position, which he's really crucial to their team. He needs to stay healthy if they want to go far into the playoffs. And then Amen Thompson's just ridiculous, man. Those highlights of him, he's such a crazy athlete. Yeah. That's it, Tristan. We're not going to talk anymore about the Rockets. All right.
Besides,
the only thing we'll talk about,
the only thing I want to say is tomorrow night when the Lakers face the Rockets, we're winning. I'm just going to say that.
Oh boy, I hope he watches the episode so he can see that. They've won 9 out of their last 10. Their last game against the Jazz, obviously the Jazz aren't great. Şengün though had 33. I was going to say Jalen Green was someone I've been monitoring a little bit closely, because over his last 10, he's only shooting 42% from 3 and 42% from the floor and 32% from 3. And a couple turnovers a game. So interesting to see if he can kind of pick up his play a little, because I think if he does, like you said, the other night, Maddoc made a point that to any of the viewers out there, that he thinks the Rockets would be like a 50-plus win team. They'd be better than they are now if Austin Reeves replaced Jalen Green, because Reeves has been so consistent. I agree with that point. Jalen Green has not been consistent, and they still won 9 of their last 10. So if he can pick up his play, the Rockets are definitely a top 3 team in the West.
Yeah, it's funny to watch Jalen Green, because when he's on, he looks like Michael Jordan reincarnate.
He does though. His
athleticism. That guy, and when he's off, he just disappears from the floor. You forget he's still on the team at points.
Yeah,
and it's just that's just the story of Jalen Green at this point. Is sometimes he's going to show up and sometimes he's not. But when he does, the Rockets team is really hard to beat.
Yeah, which is why I think you and I can both agree when we say we don't see the Rockets going past the second round, because he's got to be consistent for a whole playoff series for them to win.
I am praying to the Lord right now that the Rockets and Timberwolves face in the first round. That sounds like the most fun series, especially with how their games have gone this year, and Dylan Brooks and Anthony Edwards beef. Oh my gosh, that'd be so fun.
That would be such a good first round series. Wow. And traveling
7.
Texas to Minnesota, it's a centralized series, dude.
Yeah.
geography-wise, yeah, that would be a pretty dope series.
I would
That
love
would,
that.
yeah,
I could see it
Anthony
going
Edwards.
either way too.
Yeah, I agree. The Timberwolves have been playing pretty all right the last few games. Slacked off a little, I think, on their win streak, but yeah, I agree. The other team, I guess we'll get to. It's so funny because you and Tristan's favorite teams just end up getting brought up like every time, but like they're kind of the teams that need to be talked about right now.
Sure.
The Lakers, man, kind of skidded. I think when we did the episode, they had won like their 8th game in a row or something.
Is that the last episode we did?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Or maybe it wasn't. Are you sure?
No, I feel like we did an episode where they were hot, and then the last episode we did was after LeBron was injured.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
And now he's back.
Because it was a couple weeks, only like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. We'll get into LeBron in a second here, but Maddoc, what are your thoughts on the Lakers and their kind of inability to close out games right now?
It's so frustrating. I think it's a passing issue. Like, I don't think that this is just like, I think it'll get better as Ruby and LeBron get more acclimated with the system. I mean, they just came back after multiple week absences, so I'm not like, I don't think this is just who we are at this point. And I think it's just really frustrating how inevitable it feels that they're going to be in close games. Like, whether they're down by a lot and they have to climb back and they're in a close game, or they're up by a lot, they lose the lead at some point and it's a close game at the end of the fourth quarter. Like, they just do not have the ability to maintain like dominance for 48 minutes, and it's really, really frustrating. I think one of the positives is that we've seen, at least last night in the Memphis game, a lot of the offensive upside that we have. We just need to figure out how to. We just need all of our guys to remember how to defend like they did like a month ago when they're the top defense in the league. But if our offense is scoring 134 points per game, we're gonna win a lot of these games whether we defend or not. So I think it's really just about maintaining a flow of the offense and consistency where we're not reliant on these like, tough shots. We're not taking turns between the stars. It's more of like a flowing thing where we're consistently generating good looks. And I think that's what they went to more last night. And that's why we saw like what a great performance from Austin Reeves, Luka, and LeBron last night.
Yeah, I agree. 3 players last night with 25 plus points and 2 made 3-pointers each. That's the first time that's ever happened between a trio in NBA history.
Well, it was 25, 5, and 5. They all had at least.
Yeah, you're right. It was 25, 5, and 5
as well.
Which is
crazy.
The nice thing though is, like, to your point, because the Lakers last year, if they ever got a lead, I mean, there was game 2 against Denver in the first round, and they had a 20-point lead in the third quarter and blew it. Like, it felt inevitable. I remember watching that game and being like, they're gonna blow this, aren't they? But the difference this year being like, not to say, but like LeBron has not been able to close games very well the last few years, in my opinion, just watching him. I haven't, like, the tip-in was his first ever buzzer beater at the horn with the Lakers, like, ever. And his clutch statistics with the Lakers actually have not been very good. But now you have a guy like Luka, it just gives you like, hey, it might be a close game. We might blow this lead, but at least we have Luka and Austin Reeves turning into that guy.
Austin Reeves is so consistent in the clutch. Like, he might be one of the best clutch players in the league just from just how willing, how confident he is to take those shots and most of the time. So
the thing I love about him too is he's like he plays off ball so well too. He's a perfect like role player. He can play. He's such a good catcher.
He's not a role player anymore.
He's not.
He's a perfect like complementary star.
Yeah, it's like kind of Derek White or Kristaps Porzingis on the Celtics. Like he doesn't have to have the ball in his hands, but he's still effective anyway. And he's 6'5", so he's not undersized in his position either, which is great for the Lakers because he can rebound and his defense is underrated as well. So yeah, I love watching what the Lakers have offensively. And Reeves, man, they got him on a 4-year, $52 million deal, man.
Oh man, that's so nice.
Yeah, that is nice, man.
I do not know why no one tried to match the deal. No one tried to match the Lakers' contract offer for Austin Reeves. It just did not make any sense.
They thought like, oh, because he's just playing with LeBron, he's playing better than he normally would. It's like, no, this guy's actually been putting in the work to become a really good player.
And that was like Yeah, that was after after he led the Lakers in scoring in multiple playoff games. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You saw him close out the Grizzlies in that one game, like the first game or whatever,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
they were like, "Yeah, we still don't want this guy." Yeah,
I
it's
know it
crazy.
doesn't make any sense.
How badly at this point, after seeing 20 plus games, or I don't know if it's been 20 games since the trade deadline, but how badly do the Lakers need some stability at center, or do you think Jackson Hayes will be able to cover it if they're healthy in the playoffs?
Um, I think they'll be fine. I don't think it's gonna be a huge issue. Maybe against certain matchups it will be, but we found a very effective way to play small ball, without needing
Yeah,
a center. And Jackson Hayes has been, granted, much better on offense than defense, but he's been a really valuable player for the team. He's been good at defense at times, but he's been a really, really good lob threat.
yeah,
And just, yeah, he's just I think he's been a good fit for the team. I do think we should go get a center in the offseason still. But I think we should try to re-sign Jackson in the offseason and have him come in as our backup.
yeah. I
But
agree.
yeah, I don't think we will. We might. I don't think if we lose in the playoffs, I do not think it will be because of Jackson Hayes. I think it will be because of something else. And
Yeah,
maybe we don't lose in the playoffs, and that would be great. But I don't
maybe.
think he's the end all be all for the team.
That's good. I like that. Yeah. The other thing I would mention too is they have Vanderbilt. Hachimura's back now.
Rui's
DFS
been
has
so
got to
good defensively.
Yeah, DFS has got to play better. He's not shooting well.
He
The
shot better
Lakers
the
are.
last couple of games.
Yes. Oh, I just remember the rant you went on and him being like, "How does he miss so many open corner threes?" And I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
"I gotta check that
yeah.
real fast." Yeah.
He at least
So
shot. He shot well last night. He had a couple of clutch threes.
a lot of good like perimeter guys that can kind of guard 1 through 4 at least for the Lakers and help like they can do what they did against the Nuggets the game they won by 20 where they front Jokic and have another guy play backside and then rotate when the ball gets passed. So
Yeah.
that'll be nice to see. I was the next team I actually wanted to cover was Oklahoma City because they're surging right now. I think they've won 9 games in a row now, or maybe not. Maybe they. No, wait, was it them? Yeah,
I
they've
don't
won
remember
9.
the last
They've
time
won.
they
They've
lost.
won
Yeah.
9 in a row. Yeah, 9 in a row. 62-12. The all-time franchise record they already broke because that was set during. I want to say that was set during the uh, lockout shortened season in 2011 by Durant. But the franchise, technically, if you go back to the Sonics, the record is 64 games. I think
Oh,
it's
okay.
safe to assume the Thunder are going to break that record.
Yeah, easily.
That team
Unless
ended
they're
up
like
going.
rest all their guys.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even if they do, they'll still win. Didn't they get checked out for like resting too many guys, and they still beat Portland that night by like 20 or something?
Oh, I don't know.
That was funny. I saw that. Like Aaron Wiggins went off. At this point, is there any team that really does threaten the Thunder going into the playoffs?
um, I think there's threats. I don't think there's anyone that would be favored in a series over them, or that they should be like concerned about. I don't think they should go into a series concerned about anyone, but I think
Yeah,
they could. I think they could lose. There's some teams that are more of a threat than others. Uh, I think probably the biggest threat to them in the West would be the Nuggets, I guess.
Jokic cooking Hartenstein and Holmgren for a series potentially,
Yeah,
but
I
his
don't
role.
know, but that's still a good matchup for them. Honestly, they don't really. I don't think they match up bad against anyone in the West.
Yeah. Other question: Shea or Jokic for MVP?
Okay, easily. It's not even close
Okay.
to me.
Really?
Yeah, it's not.
Do you,
Yeah,
do you know the YouTuber Jimmy High Roller?
no.
Oh, if you look him up, it's spelled like JXMY and then High Roller. He did this really good, like in-depth breakdown on Jokic and Shea. And Jokic actually might be the more valuable player to his team, but voter
Meh.
fatigue,
Yeah,
is a real thing. Shea is perfect for the NBA to kind of usher in as their new face of the league. This is like the first time they've actually taken a star and started to publicize him other than like LeBron and Curry. Like it
yeah,
feels like Shea is ready to take that torch. Plus, the Thunder are like the best team in the NBA with him on
by
the
far,
court. Which,
by
yeah,
far.
their net rating is insane. Which, if you look at Jokic's, technically Jokic is greater than Shai's. I'm pretty sure. It's just Shai's team is positive like 2 when he's off the court, and like positive 18 when he is, or something crazy.
Yeah.
And then Jokic is like -8 or -10 when he's off the court, and +8 when he is. So it's crazy. The other thing I was going to bring up is Jokic is top 3, I think, in the NBA in steals now too. So like people are hating on his defense, but he's actually gotten better at that.
He's a cheeks defender. I cannot be convinced that he's not a terrible defender.
I think
everyone eats on the rim when he's guarding. he's a really bad defender.
Yeah, well, he's not a shot blocker. Yeah, but he has active hands though. I do notice that in one games that I watch from. So Shai though is your MVP. What would be like if I were asking you to make a case for Shai? What would your main like points be for him winning MVP? I'm just curious.
I think it would just be his overall consistency. I mean, he leads the league in scoring and has the longest streak of 20+ point games in like forever. He scored 50 like 7 times this year or something like that. Like
Is it 7?
No, it can't be. It's like 5,
it might be 40. I think it might be 40 at least 3 or 4. He scored 40
I feel
plus
40
like 5 times.
Might be more than 7.
He scored 50 at least 3 times, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know. I think it's like more like 5 or 4 or 5.
He has the signature performances that like an MVP would have throughout their season. Jokic does have the 30-20-20 game though, which is kind of dope. But I think you're right. The more people look at it, it's kind of like this guy just he's unguardable. And the Thunder without him would still be a good team, but he takes them from like a.
I disagree. I don't think they would be good without him.
Really, with all that bench depth?
They might be in like the play-in.
Dang, really? You don't think they'd be like at least a 5 seed without him?
No, they can only barely survive stretches without Shai because Jalen Williams can do a little bit of ball handling, but no one else is like an actual creator, like consistent creator, and Shai is the most consistent creator of points and like shots for himself that there is in the league, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. He's definitely he is very valuable to his team in that aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I personally, when I look at it, I'll have to see how the season closes out. I think at this point in the season, Shai has pretty much everything you need to be the MVP. And even if Jokic is like people were making an argument, I think at this point people are like, nah, let's give Shai the MVP because we've given it to Jokic 3 times already. Like, and even though Jokic is actually having a better statistical season than he's had in any of his other 3 MVP seasons, which is just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he shouldn't have won an MVP last year, so that's our fault for giving him the MVP when he didn't deserve it. So
I actually think he should have.
No.
Because when I watched
Luka, no.
Oh, Luka, yeah,
Luka averaged 34, 10, and 10.
10 and 9. It wasn't quite a triple double. I'm just kidding. I don't care.
Thing.
Yeah. No,
Luka had an all-time great season last year, and people just did not give him credit for it.
Yeah, like Shai is the only other guy who's had a season like Luka has, and Westbrook and like Robertson in NBA history or something. I saw like the statistics for it or something.
Yeah,
but
and like
it was
last year, I think it was more like a makeup MVP for giving it to Embiid the year before instead of Jokic. And it's like, we need to stop letting the previous MVPs dictate what our normal MVPs are. Like, just give it to the most deserving player every year. There shouldn't be any makeup MVPs. There shouldn't be any like, oh, well, he won an MVP this year. Now his stats are better, so therefore he should win MVP this year. Like, let's just give it to the most valuable player every year.
Bro, this is kind of a good segue because in that YouTube video I was telling you about, Jimmy High Roller, he brought up an interesting point where he said the NBA media will never give another player more than like 5 MVPs in their career now because they didn't give Jordan his more than 5. And I was like, that actually makes so much sense because he brought up like Jordan should have won 8. LeBron probably should have like 8 as well. MVPs. If you look at like their seasons, like they were the most valuable player. But with that being the case, like even if Jokic's stats were better than Shai's, or he had like a better case if the Thunder or the Nuggets were like a top 2 team, I think that I don't think they'd give it to him because I don't think at this point they're like, are we really going to give this guy 4 MVPs and put him like on the same caliber as LeBron when he's only got 1 ring?
Yeah.
Like, which is so annoying. It's like, just give the most valuable player the
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's
MVP.
also like, why didn't you just give LeBron more MVPs? Why didn't he win more MVPs?
The last MVP he won in 2013 is kind of criminal. Like, he
Yeah.
could have won in a couple other years after that. It's actually insane. I can't believe that. But yeah, so I thought that was an interesting point. I agree with that. I think that ESPN people are stupid. Which brings me to my
Oh my
next
gosh,
thing.
so true.
I kind of wanted to discuss Stephen A. Smith a little bit. As
Oh,
a Lakers fan, LeBron fan, what are your thoughts on Stephen A.'s response to LeBron going on the Pat McAfee show? Go off.
Stephen
Go
A
off.
is
The
such a
floor is yours.
clown. He's such a clown. Like, I've never liked Stephen A. I've never thought he had good basketball analysis. He's always
Yes.
valued. He's always valued theatrics over actual like analysis. Like, he's gonna say the thing that he can say the most,
Yeah.
flamboyantly instead of actually saying what's correct. And I've never understood why people like care about what he says. Like, he's all of these like old. We just need to have like a mass like turnover in NBA media. All these
Yes, bro.
old dudes who just like have
Get
fantasize about
JJ
Michael
Redick in
Jordan
there.
every night.
Yeah.
Like, they need to be like taken out of media. Actually, I saw a tweet today about Shaq, and he actually had a good take, and I was like, I think I retweeted it out, and it was like, Shaq with a good like a good opinion. What year are we living in?
For real.
But
Him
like,
not knowing who the Pistons head coach was,
okay, that was
that was
crazy.
insane.
Yeah, and
Oh my
saying that
gosh.
the Pistons don't matter, like, it's obvious the Pistons are great.
The Pistons are searching. The Pistons could end up as the 3 seed, I think, if everything went right theoretically.
Yeah, I think they'll
Like,
probably might be 4.
oh yeah, the 4 seed, because the Knicks are now 3.5, 4.5 games ahead of the Pistons. Yeah, but the 4 seed would be home court advantage, man. Crazy.
Yeah, and Stephen A. like, part of me just thinks none of it is like real. Like, he's obviously doing it for publicity at this
Yeah.
point. He's going on everyone's shows, and what LeBron did was weak. Like, and some of the stuff he's saying is just so obviously false and obviously stupid that it's like hard for me to believe that, you know, someone with his like career like being the way it was, that he would say something like that. It's just, he's obviously in the wrong in basically every way, and it's really, really frustrating, especially in the context of just how the NBA media has continued to be completely unfair to LeBron throughout his career, and does nothing but glaze the generation they grew up with, while completely
Yes,
not
bro. Move
realizing,
on from the 90s. Like,
yes,
accept that this
and not
generation is
realizing
good.
how great like modern basketball is. Like, it's really frustrating to me when people are like, "Oh, I hate how everyone shoots threes. Like, the game isn't good anymore." It's like, have you ever watched a clip from the 90s? It's
Yeah.
barely watchable. Like, it's the
I'll
modern
stop you there because
NBA.
I do like watching some of the 90s basketball, but it's
It's
like, yeah, I
the great
agree.
players
It's
were
just
great.
smarter basketball. Why would I not shoot more threes? Like the
It's
analytics tell me.
Yeah, well, and it's also, I don't understand why people don't think it's fun to watch people make threes. Like, it's awesome.
It is. It's a feeling,
um,
yes.
Yeah, maybe it's just because I'm a 3-point shooter, so I gravitate towards that more. But I think it's really cool, and I love watching it. And it's just every like all the discourse around the NBA is negative, and that's not good for the league, and it's not entertaining. And we just need Stephen A. Smith to be out of media. We need Charles Barkley to be out of media. We need Shaquille O'Neal to be out of media. Like, why was everyone so sad when they said Inside the NBA was going to be gone? I hate that show. It's the
It's
worst.
it's it's funny though sometimes, man. I can't lie. Some of the clips you get from it, that it makes I like watching it for the comedy. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
I mean,
kill
I
it for
guess.
the NBA. Stephen A. though, man, I'm like, bro, you like when he's
Mad
like,
Dog, that guy's
you
so
work.
annoying.
Oh my gosh, bro. They used to be on like a big radio show in the 90s. There's a 30 for 30 on it actually called Mike and the Mad Dog because Mike Francesca and him were on it. And
Okay.
he was better then. But now hearing him on sports, I'm just like, when he was like, Shaq is the 5th best center of all time. I see that clip so much and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a bad take, man. I'm sorry. But then Yeah, like him being like LeBron wasn't at Kobe's memorial. It's like, no, he was. He just asked not to be shown on the camera. He's like, you weren't at Dwayne Wade's what the statue thing or what his
That
Hall of
has
Fame thing.
nothing
It
to
was
do
like
with
his
anything. It's so
well, and his
funny.
son's in the hospital when that happened too. So it's
Yeah.
like, are you serious? Like, because
Like
we would,
either
I think we'd be
either
fine with it if he just apologized, but he doesn't.
oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's either Stephen A. Smith is like the biggest idiot ever. Like he's just really mentally challenged. He or
Saying that
he's
live is
or he's a terrible person. Like the things that he's saying is like just like crossing the line.
yeah,
In my mind anyway. He's either stupid, a terrible person, or he's doing this all, for publicity, for views, for clicks, which I mean,
makes him
I
a
guess
terrible
then
person.
that makes him a terrible person too. So I just have zero respect for Steven A. Smith.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, just the inability to move on and like embrace the fact that this generation of basketball shoots the ball better than anybody who ever has, plays the game
Yeah.
smarter than anybody who ever has, is more athletic than any
Yep.
generation before. Like it's just, and they're more skilled, man. Like LeBron made that quote about Giannis would score like
Yeah, that was funny.
235
I
points in a
liked
game.
it. Uh,
That was funny. Giannis though did bring up a good point where he was like, I mean, if I played in that era, like, and I learned how to play the way they did, I probably would play the game completely differently. Which I was
yeah.
like, that's true. But if you put Giannis from nowadays with his skill set in that, I don't know how many times he get called for traveling because the rules are
Yeah,
definitely strict.
yeah.
He likes to think, but I think he would easily dominate. It'd be like Will Chamberlain kind of numbers,
Yeah, I agree.
which is crazy because you look at the Will Chamberlain highlights and you're like, if this guy can do this, which he's skilled. I think Will Chamberlain is underrated, but like Giannis would wash him.
Wilt is underrated? What? Is that
Yeah, I
even
think people hate on
possible?
it. If you watch his highlights, like he like athletically, if you put Wilt in nowadays game and taught him like the modern game, because of how athletic he was, he would be such a problem defensively, and he would be like the ultimate lob threat. And he also had like a really skilled. He scored a lot of his points on this like one-handed fadeaway jumper because his hands are
Yeah.
so big, he didn't need a second hand. Like
Yeah.
I think he would be kind of underrated actually because he was also just physically so strong. So I don't know. Anyway, moving on from the media and the MVP voting, I kind of wanted to head out east actually and kind of go back to the discourse between the Celtics and the Cavs because we've seen the Cavs only won
Mhm.
5 of their last 10 games and the Celtics are actually on a 8-game winning streak and have won 9 of their last 10 and are only 4 games back with 8 games left to play. So they probably won't catch the Cavs, but there's definitely something to be said for the fact that the Celtics are playing their best basketball right now and the Cavs are not. Where do you
Yeah.
think where do you think a conference finals between those two would end up going? And do you see any of those two teams potentially hitting a snag on the way to that?
I think they'll both. I think it's still the conference finals pretty easily. The Knicks are not that good, especially because Jalen Brunson is still hurt. When is he coming back? Do we even know?
I don't know. I was real quick. I will say I think the Knicks resemble the Rockets actually quite a bit because they depend on Jalen Brunson even more so than the Rockets depend on Fred VanVleet for continuity in their
Oh
offense.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think it's even worse for the Knicks because I think when Brunson plays, they're better than the Rockets. But if he doesn't play, they are worse than the Rockets without Fred VanVleet, probably.
yep,
So it's just interesting. But yeah,
yeah.
we don't know his timetable.
I think I've come around on the fact that the Celtics are just better at this point.
Yeah,
Uh, I'm not willing to just like say that definitively, but I think they've shown through like the benefit of the doubt that they already have from being the defending champs and what they're showing at the most important time of the year is definitely encouraging for Celtics fans going into the postseason.
yeah, I agree. Is Kristaps Porzingis even back yet?
He came back for like one game against
Yeah,
the Suns.
it's
Uh,
so funny, man. He just doesn't play. Like to your point that you said last night, I agree. He does miss quite a few games.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But when he does play, when he will play in the NBA Finals, and like that game one against the Mavericks last year, where he hadn't played since like the first round, he just came in and absolutely cooked the Mavs in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I don't think he played the rest of the series.
Yeah, he missed like game 2 or something. That was crazy. Yeah, the Celtics are just they shoot all those threes, and right now the biggest problem for me is the fact that Donovan Mitchell is not playing great basketball. Really,
Yeah, it's concerning. He played really well against the Pistons, but they lost. So, yeah,
Yeah,
like
they
the
lost, and
third
they didn't even have
game.
Cade Cunningham, man.
Yeah, it was Tim
That's
Hardaway
crazy.
Jr. and Dennis Schroeder legacy game.
Sheesh. Yeah, he needs to pick it up, man. Like figure something out. Let me see. What are his splits right now? They're gonna beat the Clippers though today
Yep,
they're up
I'm looking at
15,
that right now.
and he's got 24 on 9 for 18 shooting, so
I
better
think
game.
that might be another team worth talking about. The Los Angeles Clippers have made some serious strides with Kawhi Leonard,
Yeah,
especially being healthy.
I
What do you
I
think
wanted to
about
move to them in a
their
sec.
ceiling?
Bro, man, because someone on Twitter posted the clips of his like 27, 10, and 7 the other day, and someone said, "Is there even like a guy who can stop Kawhi when he's actually on?" And someone then posted a picture of like a knee brace and was like this. So, barring if he could stay healthy for the playoffs, I don't know because we just haven't seen him play. Well, the last good basketball we saw him play, he played so well in that series where they lost to the Suns in 5 in that first round. When he played those first 3 games,
Oh
he
yeah,
averaged like
yeah,
35 or something. So when he's on, he's insane. And now he has Harden. He didn't have Harden in that series against the Suns 2 years ago,
yeah.
and he missed the last 2 games. I think the ceiling of the Clippers could definitely be a second round at least now. And
Yeah,
even
I
as a
think
lower
so.
seed, I could see them beating a team in the first round. And his game is like totally, it very much resembles Michael Jordan's game when he went onto the Wizards, but like if it was actually like efficient, because he's taking like 2 dribbles, get to my spot. He's living in the mid range area a little. His
Yep.
ball handling
He's
is
also
gotten,
shooting super well from three. He's
yeah,
shooting like 41%.
his shooting is so underrated. Like he's a elite shooter. That's why the draft day story, the Spurs shooting coach wanted Popovich to get trade for him so badly after he saw him work out because he was like, I can make this guy such a good scorer. And the only reason Popovich traded for him was because Popovich was like, I only want defensive players, and this guy's good at defense, so fine, we'll take him, and you can work on his shooting. So they traded George Hill for him, which is crazy because if the Pacers hadn't traded him, they would have had Paul George and Kawhi Leonard in their youth to work with.
Dang, that would have been sick.
Crazy what if. But they got Kawhi. But yeah, he's so underrated as like as far as shooters go. He's an elite shooter. If he did a 3-point contest, that would be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's funny
Yeah.
because his shot is so flat. Like it's not arc.
Yes.
Yeah, he goes
Dude,
up
his
here,
hands are
just
so big.
flicks the wrist, and it just goes. Zoop.
Yeah. He's just a
Hey,
good scorer, man.
back.
And then you got Norman Powell. Ivica Zubac is playing amazing basketball. I think he's going to lead the NBA in rebounds this year. Harden gives you great continuity at point guard. This is definitely not a team to sleep on come playoff time. If you're a top 3 seed, especially like if the Grizzlies end up getting like the 3 seed in the end of the season, which I don't think they will, but that would not be a good first round matchup for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other
Speaking
team
of
I was going to bring
speaking
up,
of Norman Powell, though, he is 31 in this game.
yeah, they only have 88 points, which is
No, they don't.
oh really?
Yeah, it's 102, 114 right now.
Oh, my thing needs to update. What the heck? Oh, there we go. I don't know why it wasn't updated for some reason. Yeah, Mitchell is 24. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Powell is 31 now.
Yep.
He just hit a 3. Wow. Anyway, live updates in the episode that people will have to go back and watch. But yeah, we'll see how they go because they have the players, but you see games like these where they just get kind of they don't come out with energy because I think some of their guys are older too, so they don't have as much youth to.
Well, Kawhi isn't playing this game, just so you know.
Oh, I didn't check that. There you go. Good to know. Yeah, the other team I actually wanted to go back to because this is my dark horse. If there's a team, actually, I think they could take down the Cavs or Celtics in the East. I think it's the Pacers.
Pacers are so good. I was the only
The
one that gave
Pacers.
them any respect in our predictions video. I picked them to go to like the conference finals or something.
Yeah, I could. I think I had them winning. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe I forget where I had them placed because I may have had them losing to the Bucks. Which at this point, I'm like, dang, the Bucks are so dead with Dame
They're
out.
cooked. They're cooked.
Why is the NBA media not talking about like how Dame being out hurts the Bucks and everything? Like I haven't heard a word of that the
Well,
entire
what are you?
time.
Well, the real question is, what shows are you watching?
That's true. I just don't see a lot of discourse on it on Twitter. To be fair, I don't watch like any of the shows. Are they
Really?
talking about on like yeah?
Dang. I think that my favorite NBA show or just like sports show in general is First Things First.
Oh, because that is Nick Wright, right?
Nick Wright and Chris Broussard and Kevin Wildes. They're so funny. and they actually give good analysis.
Yes. Oh my gosh, bro. When you go back and watch Game of Zones, you're gonna laugh so much because they start like talking LeBron in the final episode of like Game of Zones or whatever. They keep arguing that he's not the GOAT, and he goes, "Where's Nick Wright?" to back him up because Nick Wright always is like talking about LeBron, and they're like, "Oh, I think the Dragon got him" or whatever. But he's just like, "What the heck?" But it's funny.
There's a clip yesterday because Nick was at the Memphis game, and LeBron like came over and gave him a bro hug.
Oh my gosh, bro. And bro, when he went off on Brian Windhorst and was like, "We're not friends," and Windhorst was like, kind of like, "I didn't say anything though." I was like,
Yeah, that
"Damn."
was kind of sad. I kind of feel bad for Wendy. I'm not gonna
he
lie.
got he got absolute shit on.
He
He
just
was like,
caught
"He
like
didn't do that."
the most like crazy stray in that video.
Yeah, and all he said was like, after that quote, he was just like, "No, I mean, LeBron is the reason my career's been so successful." He's like, I don't like he doesn't owe me anything," and you were like, "Dang, you really like Windhorst?" But oh well.
Yeah, it was kind of sad to be honest.
Yeah, but I'm like, why are you working for ESPN, man? Why do you? He has his face when he's sitting next to Kendrick Perkins and Malik
Yeah,
Andrews and like Stephen A. He's just like, he's
yeah.
not even smiling.
I actually do really like Brian Windhorst.
Yeah, I he's one of those guys who's just like, you're in the wrong spot, buddy. You need to go find somewhere to work. But I guess he's probably getting paid to be on ESPN. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ESPN, you're right though, does need a whole overhaul. If they just would do that and bring in some top notch analysts to talk about other people in the league. But we can move to another team because we've talked about the Pacers. But the reason I said they're a sleeper team is because of their depth, and we saw what they did against the Celtics last year. They could have won that series.
Yeah, if Halliburton had been there.
Yeah, and Porzingis was out of that series, but like I don't know how much that affects because Miles Turner can bring him outside of the 3-point line because of his shooting ability and their depth. Now that they have Bennedict Mathurin back too, he wasn't in the playoffs last year. Like that, this team is, if they're playing elite basketball coming to the playoffs, this could be a problem team. And it's so crazy to me that like, I get it. They did take a while to figure it out at the beginning of the year, but it does feel like they should have more than 43 wins. I think they're definitely better than that. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I guess they were really ass at the beginning of the year though.
No, they were. I was taking the under on Halliburton points every night, and it was like hitting every time.
Yeah.
It was crazy, like crazy stuff. I was like, it went from like it went all the way down to like 16 and a half points at one point because he was just playing so bad, and I took the under and it still hit. Like, what are we doing, man? But now he's hitting his threes. He's gotten comfortable, which is good because I didn't want to see him fall off.
Yeah, I like Halliburton a lot. I think he's super underrated.
Also, shout out to the Bulls for like winning a lot of games recently. And
Okay.
No, not I was gonna bring them up regardless of the.
We can move on.
Shout out Josh Giddey for making Maddox night horrible twice. Gosh, they blew him out that one. But you know we do need to shout out?
My dad, uncle, and grandfather went to that Bulls game in LA.
Oh my gosh. The one that which game was the one that got the half court buzzer beater on? Was that in Chicago?
That was in Chicago. The other one was the one we just lost badly.
That's crazy. Shout out though, Moses Buzelis, because that guy's looking.
He's hooping now. The only positive of them going to that game is Luka had like 29 in the first half or something like that. So they got to see a good Luka cooking game,
and they still lost by 31. Hey.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, the play-in's pretty much decided in the East unless Toronto can somehow make a run.
I'm hoping that the Hawks do actually play well for some.
Yeah, I want to see it. Bro, Trey's just gonna be the 7th seed again though, which is like best case scenario.
Shai has been playing well. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so mad that Jalen Johnson got injured for the year.
Yes,
they were actually a legitimately good team with Jalen Johnson. Yep. He was taking
at least a 5 seed.
Yeah, I mean they beat the Knicks in that in-season tournament game where Trey rolled the dice on their logo. Like, I love Trey Young. Like I love him so much. He's awesome.
I want to see him in the playoffs. Man.
Yeah.
And the Magic.
I'm so sad that their season has been derailed by that. But now Risa Shea is kind of filling that secondary offensive role. Yeah. Dyson Daniels is playing really well.
Bro, I love Dyson Daniels.
Me too.
He's just such a solid player to have, and he's keeping up the steal rate. It's insane.
I just really hope that Trey doesn't ask out this summer. I want to see I want to see 1 year of the fully realized vision of Jalen Johnson, Reese Shea, Dyson Daniels, and then maybe draft like a really good like a center, like a shot blocking, rim protecting center, and then you have
Yeah,
like these like 4 lockdown defenders, and then you got Trae Young, and they can
he'll
all
make the
shoot the
offense work.
three. Like imagine if they got like a 3 and D, like a center who was like a lockdown rim defender, and he
Miles
could shoot
Turner.
threes. Miles Turner is not that good of a rim
I
defender at
know
that
he's
point.
not good on lockdown. He can shoot though.
But imagine if they had like 5 out spacing with
Oh
lockdown
yeah,
defenders and then Trae Young. Oh my gosh, I would be so happy.
no, that would be really dope. It would be kind of like watching the Rockets with James Harden that one year.
Which year?
They'd have 2018 with Chris Paul, but like
Oh
you
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
4 guys outside the 3-point line, and he just Trey's just
PJ
ISOing one.
Tucker.
Probably a lot of pick and rolls, honestly. Oh my gosh, PJ Tucker is still in the league. They could go get him for like a fifth round or not fifth round. I just said fifth round because I'm talking
Fifth round
NFL, man.
pick.
Fifth round pick. We'll just take him off your hands for you because you don't really want PJ Tucker. Yeah, the Hawks, man. Yeah, like you said, if they can play a whole year with that vision realized, with like everybody healthy, that would be a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
Maybe trade like Terrence Mann or something for a decent center in a package or something with some picks.
Yeah.
Because
That'd be nice.
he's one of those guys I feel like they could get rid of in a trade. Let's see. Last team to cover.
Last team. Okay.
I would. Well, first off, I was going to say, do you think Kevin Durant's going to be a Spur next year? I think he will.
I hope not. Oh my gosh.
With Fox and Wemby would be crazy as like a third option.
I would hate that.
Really?
It's for the Lakers, yeah. I would hate that.
Oh yeah, Durant would look tough though. I think that might actually happen. Someone brought
No,
it up on
I
Twitter.
want him to. I want him to go to the Rockets.
That would be cool. Rockets.
Shout out Tristan. I want him to go to the Rockets.
Yeah, that would be kind of dope though if he went to with Wembanyama. Man, you have Durant and Wemby. That would be such a crazy scoring
Yeah, but
length.
I want KD to win a ring where he gets all the credit. You know.
That won't happen though at this point.
What about the Rockets?
Because I don't think he'll be necessarily the guy. He'll just be the best.
Who else will be the guy?
Jalen Green.
What?
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves. Hey, if they got Austin Reeves. Yeah.
No, Amen Tom. I don't know. He might be the best scorer on the team, but like I feel like he would score like 24 a game, and then there'll be someone else who scores 20, like Şengün, or will score like 20 and 10, and people will like recognize that Şengün's more of a motor.
No, I disagree. If Kevin Durant leads the Houston Rockets, to an NBA title, he's getting the credit. That's for sure.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. We can see about that. If he ends up in Houston or San Antonio, that would be fun to watch either way.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I was going to bring up, Minnesota and Golden State kind of fighting with the Clippers. There's a half game separating the 3 teams. Who do you think winds up?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, who do you think winds up with that 6 seed and avoids the play-in at this point?
This is like the group of 3 teams that's the overhyped bad teams. Like, I don't think any of these teams are that good.
You don't think the Timberwolves with Ant?
Okay, I do think the Timberwolves are kind of good, but oh yeah, actually, the Clippers and the Warriors are so overhyped. I cannot wait until the Warriors get into the playoffs and then just get absolutely whacked by any of these top teams. Like, I do not
forget about
them
playoff Jimmy though.
I do not believe in playoff Jimmy couldn't even show up. Jimmy couldn't even show up for a game against the Miami Heat, who had lost 10 straight games. He goes up there.
That was pretty crazy.
3 for 12 with 11 points or something like that. They got absolutely destroyed. Jimmy is not good anymore. Steph, he's good, but he can't carry you. We've seen that the entire year. He's struggled to carry the load of this entire team.
Yeah.
Draymond is not Defensive Player of the Year. He's not a shell of himself. He's still good, but he should not in any world be your number 3 guy. And in some cases, number 2. Like, I just am baffled by the hype around the Warriors. I do not think they're good whatsoever. But in terms of who I predict to get that last spot, I kind of feel the Warriors, because I feel like they don't have a good schedule, or I mean, they have a really easy schedule. And that's just always the case for them for some reason. They just have the easiest schedule at the end of the year. Let's see.
They could. If they get that 6 seed, that would be big for them, especially if it ends up being like Memphis in the first round, because they kind of just own Memphis. But Memphis wouldn't be a 3 seed probably at this point. Memphis is 3, 2.5 behind Denver. Warriors
Yeah.
versus Denver, that would be a fun series because I feel like that
No,
could
it
actually
would not. It would not be fun whatsoever.
it would be close, man.
That would be the most boring sweep I've ever seen.
Really? Steph owns Jokic though.
Yeah, Jokic
Even
when
5.
he didn't have Jamal I
Yeah, I
just
know.
do not believe in the Warriors. So the
I,
Warriors, they go against the Spurs, and then they have Memphis, Lakers, Denver. So those are three hard teams in a row. Oh, Houston too. So they have Memphis, Lakers, Denver, Houston. That's kind
ooh.
of difficult. And
Yeah,
then they
that would
have
be.
Phoenix, San Antonio, Portland, and then the Clippers to end out the year. So that Clippers game at the end might be a deciding factor.
Yeah. That would be interesting, especially if they're both if the Timberwolves somehow win out and end up securing the 6 seed, and then that one's just to see who gets the 7 or 8 seed in a potential play-in matchup.
Yeah.
That would be interesting because then they'd have to play hard just to want to play at home. But yeah,
What if the Warriors lose in the play-in again? That would make me so happy.
you just don't want to see. I want to see Steph in the playoffs. I want to see him. I want to see what happened to KD last year with the Suns against the T-Wolves. I want to see that happen to Steph in the first round, where someone's trash talking him, like
That would
maybe
actually be so awesome. Yeah.
Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks be like bye bye to him or something in the night after beating him in
Yes.
5.
Okay. Actually, I would love that. Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be kind of funny. He gets absolutely owned by someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, that's kind of a predictions, I guess, for the NBA season. Real quick, I don't know if you want to go over who we think will be first and second and third team All NBA, but
I don't really have predictions for
yeah,
that, to be honest.
that's okay. Yeah, I don't really either, but that's okay. Do you want to go into the tier list then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
I
All
think we
right.
should
So
we should save the guys who are actually shooting guards to we do a shooting guard tier list.
yeah, that's
So
fair.
yeah, we might need to skip some of these guys.
Where did I do the point guard one?
Yeah, because there's Austin Reeves probably shouldn't be on here.
That's fair. We could still rank him as when he's playing point guard where we have him.
I
I love
guess.
buns. You know what? We'll change it to F. Actually, we'll change it to F. That's okay. All right, we got NBA shooting guard tier list here.
Point guard.
Point guard. I'm sorry. Why don't I? Yeah. First guy, Anthony Simons.
D.
Yeah, I honestly agree. I think he's pretty clearly a D. There's really not much else to say. He can score a
He's
little, but he's
one of those.
inconsistent, and
Yep.
he's not good at defense.
Yeah, he's one of those players that's you look at his stats, you're like, oh, this guy's underrated, and then you watch him on the court, and you're like, so much there's
I want to rip my eyes out.
there's one out of a million scenarios where you can build around Anthony Simons. You know, there's just the specific situation he needs to be in order to succeed is crazy.
Oh my god, yeah, I totally agree with that. Oh my, all right. It looks like we have. Is this? Oh my gosh, Anthony Black the third. He can go F.
Is that
honestly.
Anthony Black?
Yeah.
I put him in F.
Bro, he hasn't. I don't think he's done anything this year. He hasn't proven us anything.
He was doing good.
Who cares?
He played well against the Lakers, of course.
Yeah, of course. Austin Reeves as a point guard.
S.
S as a point guard is crazy.
No. I'll say as a point guard, we can go A.
I feel like he could be, but
what? No.
The
when he has the full keys to the offense in the Denver game, he scored 37. In the Pacers game, he scored 45. He's such.
That's fair. Ben Simmons feels wrong to put him in here because I don't think he even really is. You could just put him F, to be honest.
Yeah, just put him F. Yeah.
Pods is an F too, bro. Get this man out of my
cheeks. Oh my gosh, I hate that guy.
Oh my gosh, is this Bilal Coulibaly? I don't think he's a point guard.
Is it Bub Carrington?
Yeah, you might be right. That might be Bub.
I honestly don't even know. Is Bivol is the shooting guard?
It is Bub Carrington. It is Bub Carrington. Salute. F.
Yep.
Sorry, buddy. Cade Cunningham. Here we go.
S.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like this season, what he's done with the Pistons, comfortably put him in S tier.
Yeah.
Campaign.
Uh,
He's F. He's still F. I don't care, man.
yeah.
If we had if there was an E tier, I guess he could go there because I feel like he's not as bad as some of the other guys because he just gives you bench
He's a
minutes. But like
decent bench player, but like we're comparing all these great point guards.
Chris Paul,
Chris Paul, honestly, just put him in D.
really? I think we could put him in C honestly because he's solid.
Yeah, he can't defend or score anymore. He's a good
Yeah, but
passer though.
the IQ and the thing is what because I would rather have Chris Paul than Anthony Simons on my team for veteran leadership, and
Does that make him C and not D though? I don't
stat
know. Just
check.
all right, sure. I
Let's
love Chris Paul like as a player and like when he was in his prime. So yeah, you can put him in C if you want.
Yeah, he is averaging 9 points a game, but almost 8 assists. He's seventh in the league in assists, 42% shooting, but he is shooting 38% from three and 94% at the line, which is it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
But
that's
like,
pretty good. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm convinced. I'm convinced.
I'm fine with putting him in C as like a game management point guard. Is that Cole Anthony? No, that's not Cole Anthony. That's
Kobe White.
wait, this guy right here
Huh? Oh wait,
for the
no, I
Magic.
guess you have them in a separate order than I do for some reason. Wait, where's
Oh, I
Kobe
have.
White on your screen?
He is.
Oh, he's way
He's in
down.
like
Oh,
the
that's
end of the
weird.
second.
Okay.
Yeah, he's way down. This is Cole
Um,
Anthony. I feel like I'd
yeah,
put him
Cole
in
Anthony.
F
You can
tier.
go to F for him.
Dame. B. I think
Dame
he's the
B.
like
Yeah,
epitome. He hasn't had like a crazy year, but he's still like he can still take over games.
you heard it here first. Austin Reeves is better than Damian Lillard.
He is.
I
That's
mean, he
pretty
is.
crazy. I
That's
don't,
like legitimate though.
which is crazy because wasn't Damon All Star?
Yeah, I think so. That's more
That's
just like
pretty
an aura thing.
aura. He said you have aura. Wait, where is he real fast? I want to see his stats from this year real fast. Damian Lillard is averaging. Oh, Dame's averaging 25 though, and
Yeah,
seven
he's
assists.
having. But does it ever look as good as when Austin Reeves is running the show? No.
So now we're in an aura battle again.
I
That's fine. I you know
I
it's
think.
fine.
Well,
But I don't.
honestly,
I feel
no.
like
Let's put him in A.
he
Let's put
could
him in
go.
A. Let's put him in A.
Yeah, he could go A below Reeves because I was gonna
Yeah,
say I
because
feel like the
there's a
next level
tier
up,
between A and Chris Paul. That's for sure.
which is great because I have Jamal Murray next, and I feel like he's comfortably B.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what his stats are looking like this year, but I think it's like 19, so it's like the step below that, which honestly then makes putting Chris Paul kind of there look dumb. But I feel
Honestly,
like
yeah. Let's move Chris Paul back down to D.
yeah, top of
Salute.
D
He's
tier.
good. He's good.
salute, we salute you. James Harden.
James Harden. Okay, I think he
He's
could.
either the top of B tier or he's lowest A tier.
I think he can go A.
Yeah,
He's had a good year.
the shooting splits haven't really been there, to be honest.
Yeah, but he still affects the game in such a positive way.
Jamal Murray's averaging 22 and 6, 48% from the floor, which is actually not bad, honestly. Almost 40% from three.
Yeah, he's a good scorer. Yeah, I don't think he does much else
That's
outside
true.
of score though.
Yeah, because he's not like Harden where you can at
He's
least
not a
facilitate.
great playmaker or like rebounder or anything.
Yeah, Harden's only shooting 40% from the floor in general. That's not good. But he is taking a lot of shot created shots, 35%. Dang, that's actually like those are some down numbers. D'Angelo Russell, let's put him in A for ass.
I think he could go to D. Is he that much worse than Anthony Simons? I feel like he's like the
That's
same
true. He
player.
was the starter at one point for the Lakers. I feel like you're right. It's basically Anthony Simons is basically a young D'Angelo Russell with free leeway.
Yeah.
Jared McCain, I feel like we should just add another tier for like injured.
Yeah.
Because he was balling out before they got hurt.
He was. Who knows? Maybe he'd be S if he had stayed healthy.
No, for real, he'd at least be A if he kept putting up those numbers. The Sixers might be in the play-in right now or whatever. See here, yeah. Let's change that. Darius Garland.
A.
Yeah, I think he's A.
Yeah.
I think he's above Reeves, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
He's the point guard on one of the best teams, and he's actually continued to keep up his consistency while Donovan Mitchell hasn't been playing well, or at least he's been
Yeah,
more consistent
he's
than
been
Mitchell.
so good this year.
De'Aaron Fox, I feel like is top of B tier.
Yeah.
He's a guy that can kind of give you, he can help you on and score for you, but it's like he can't do much else. Dennis Schroeder, I feel like. What do we think about Dennis Schroeder?
I think he should be C. Perfect C
Really?
tier. But what did you think?
I was gonna say he'd go D, but I haven't seen
I don't
what
know.
he's.
He's a good shooter. He's a good defender. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the guys we have in D tier right now, it's like talented, but like not good for a team. I feel like Dennis Schroeder is really good for a team.
That's true. He's averaging 13. Yeah, he's perfect C tier, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Who's the next guy here from the Kings? I'll
I
come back
have
to
no
him.
I have no
Fred
clue who that is.
Fred VanVleet. I
I
think
think
Fred
he's also
VanVleet.
B.
Yeah,
Or no,
probably
not
below
B.
that.
Wait. C.
Really?
Is he this? He's not on the same level as Jamal Murray or De'Aaron Fox at all. Not even close.
Well, let me check him real fast.
I would put him more in the Schroeder category than I would.
Oh yeah, you're kind of right. He's a guy that just gives you continuity and can help you do just enough.
He's super good. He's super valuable to the Rockets, but I don't think he's like a star.
Crazy. You go from a C tier guy like him to an A tier guy like Reeves, and all of a sudden you're probably a better team.
Yeah, that's true.
Craziest thing is the Rockets are paying him like what, 35 million, and the Lakers are paying Reeves 14 million.
Yeah, true.
That's actually insane to think about. Gabe Vincent. I feel like he's still F, even though like he has been playing well as of late.
Yeah, I mean, who do we have in F right now? Pods.
Honestly,
he's so much better. He can go in D. Honestly, he's been playing better than D'Angelo Russell. That's for sure.
That's true. That's true. I agree.
Yeah, he actually like knocks down so many clutch threes.
Yeah, I agree with that. DeJounte Murray, I think, is a perfect. Ooh,
he can go C.
Really?
He's been injured and he was not good with the Hawks. So the last thing I saw from him was being bad. So.
But you don't think he was good with the Hawks?
You can put him in the injury tier, I guess.
Yeah, because I was gonna say he was pretty all right with the Hawks last year, scoring wise at least, but his defense.
He was not like a good.
Yeah, he's averaging 17.5 and almost 8 assists, but he is only shooting 40%. So take that for what you will. Isaiah Collier, I think he's just.
You can go D.
You think he's bottom?
He's actually had really good playmaking. He's a really good passer.
I was gonna say he's kind of playing that Chris Paul role.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Morant.
He can go in B. Yeah.
Bottom of
decidedly
B.
below All-Star level.
Which is crazy because he had so much potential that 1 year, and then he went on IG and got hurt too. Oh, Jalen Brunson. I feel like Jalen Brunson could be S.
Yeah, no, I'd put him in S easily. He's so clutch. He could win Clutch Player of the Year.
Yeah, I agree. Jalen Brunson is kind of that dude when it comes to the playoffs too, especially
and
all those 40-point games.
He's just great at everything except for defense, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah, who cares, man? I love Brunson. I'll put him there. Jalen Suggs. Do we put him in D?
No, he's better than D. I would put him in C.
Really?
When he wasn't injured this year, he was cashing threes, and he has elite defense, like all defense levels. So,
do we put him in injured then? Or has he played enough?
I think he played enough 16 of the year. So
16, 4 and 4. Yeah, I'm fine with putting him C tier. That's actually not bad at all. Jordan Poole.
Poole he's a shooting guard. He's not a point guard like at all. Let's just skip Poole. He's not a point guard.
That's fine. That's fine with me. Jose Alvarado.
F.
Yeah, he could go F. He could go top of F though, because he does give you hustle.
Sure.
Josh Giddey. Or do we not want to count him? Because I always think of him as a point guard.
He is.
I think he's below bottom of C.
I think he could go C. Yeah.
Maybe ahead of Jalen.
No, I think top of D. He's not.
Really?
He's not as good. Putting him in the same category as Fred VanVleet is kind of weird.
But he's been balling.
Look at
it. He's averaging 14, 8, and 7 on 46% shooting.
Fine.
That's a C tier right there.
Put him in A for allegations.
I'll put him in P for Predator.
Yeah.
No. Drew Holiday.
Drew. Honestly, D. He has not been good this year. Like, not at all.
Dang, you think?
Yeah,
The fall
Jalen
off.
Suggs has been better, that's for sure. Josh Giddey's been better.
11,
Fred
4,
VanVleet's been way
44.
better. Yeah, D.
Yeah, I guess. Dang, that's really crazy to think about. Are we sure about the hang?
And they just paid him a ton too.
That's pretty crazy to think about. Keontae
Yeah.
George is not a point guard. He's a shooting guard.
Yeah, just
Kyle Lowry. Do we put Kyle Lowry in B for Bugs?
Wait, why are you not counting Emmanuel quickly?
Is that who's right here?
Yeah.
I honestly just forgot who that was for a second, so I was like, I'll come back to it. That's why Emmanuel quickly could go D, right?
He can go D, yeah.
Yeah, he'll go below Drew Holiday though. Yeah, okay. Kyle Lowry's fine. We can put him in F though. Yeah, because he's like campaign. He'll go in that area. He's just there for veteran leadership, kind of. LaMelo Ball.
He can go in B.
That's what I was gonna say. I think I agree because even if people are like, "Oh, his stats are A tier," it's like, bro, he's getting to do whatever he wants on the Hornets.
He's not a winning player. Like Austin
Which
Reeves
we have, yeah.
And James Harden are winning players, which is weird to say, kind of.
Yeah, it is crazy. Lonzo Ball.
He can go in D, yeah.
Bottom of D.
Good defense.
Okay, here we go. Kobe White. Here we go.
Kobe White's C.
That's crazy. The Bulls have 2 C tier level point guards.
Yeah, he's been legitimately really good this year.
Ever since that like last 10 games of last year, he's turned into like a different player.
Yeah.
Luka.
S, that's easy.
I think we should put him in A, to be honest.
What?
I'm kidding. Okay. I was just rage baiting. I was rage baiting. Will I put him? Do I put Luka above Brunson and Cunningham though?
Yeah, he's better than both of them pretty easily.
With that. Malcolm Brogdon.
D.
F.
He's
D.
decent, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I guess he hasn't played like horrible. Marcus Smart can go F probably.
Yeah, put him in F.
Kind of like Jose Alvarado, hustle player, but he's not good. Miles McBride.
D.
I haven't watched. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he's been the worst thing in the world. He just doesn't get
No,
minutes.
He's been pretty decent.
Miles McBride is averaging what 10, 3, and 3. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, that's good for a backup point guard off the bench.
Yeah, his shooting is the only thing. Mike Conley.
D.
Chris Paul. Yeah, Chris Paul situation. Yeah. I think I put him below Drew Holiday. He's just there. You know, he exists. Peyton Pritchard off the bench is
D probably still.
He's D, yeah.
Same sort of category as Miles McBride.
Yeah. Honestly, though, Peyton Pritchard, if he started on a lot of teams, I feel like he'd be like ahead of everybody, including Simons.
Yeah, probably.
But he's a baller. Who is this guy for the Thunder?
Thunder? I have no clue. Is that Kenrich Williams or something?
He can go F.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but put him in F.
I haven't seen him play enough. Russell Westbrook?
D, yeah, D is fair.
D's fair, another guy who's just
I feel like he's like top of D, the very top of D. He's been
okay.
Really good this
year. Scoot Henderson.
D.
Yeah, he's D. He got better at least from last year, but he's
been better this year by a lot.
I was so high on him after seeing his potential in the G League. I should have known that like the G League is not a good test of talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scottie Pippen Jr. could be D as well.
Yeah, he's D. Another really good backup point guard.
Yeah, I think I put him above. Yeah, right there. Shai
S easily.
Is he ahead of Luka?
In my mind, no, not yet. But he's played better this season. You have
shoot,
yeah.
I didn't mean to.
He's played better this season, but I think Luka has the continuity. Hey. Put him behind.
What?
Come on. Respect my
No, he's good. He's gonna win the MVP and he's on the best team.
Who beat Shai in the playoffs last year?
The Mavericks.
Yeah, Luka.
I know it's just like fine. You know what? I guess that's true. Until he proves it in the playoff, we'll put him behind.
If he gets to the finals or like wins the title, if he wins the title this year, then he goes above Luka. I'm fine with that. But until he proves more in the playoffs, then
Terry Rozier can go in G for gambler.
yeah, facts.
Yes,
He's
actually,
so bad.
look,
Have you seen the videos of him and just being like, yeah, he's
Terry
definitely
Rozier makes a play, and it's like,
yeah.
no, I legitimately, we're just gonna make a new tier, call it G, and it's for gamblers. Him and Jonte Porter will always have a spot there.
Yeah.
There you go. Hyper injured. Yeah, we're good with that. Rob Dillingham. That's who this is.
He can go in D. He's promising
Yeah.
rookie point guard.
TJ McConnell.
He can go in D as well. He's a good backup point guard.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy having Simons up there and his stats look all right, but like we know Simons is not that great.
Yeah.
Trae Young.
S.
I think
I am a Trae Young guy.
I think A. I think A.
He's the best playmaker on this list besides Luka.
Yeah, but
I'm honestly fine to put him bottom of S. Come on, bottom of S.
Bottom of S is crazy.
He's better than everyone in A. He's better than everyone in A.
Darius Garland.
He's better than Darius Garland.
Austin Reeves.
He's better than Austin Reeves. Come on.
I put him in top of A, but I don't think
no.
he goes
Put him
S.
in bottom of S. He's S.
Bro, look
he
at
is.
his stats looking like. His defense though is like the real.
You live in Atlanta. Come on.
That means nothing, man. You know where my loyalties lie.
Hey.
Seattle's franchise. You know I never left. But to be honest, 24. He is leading the league in assists.
He's like 12 assists, right?
But he's only shooting 33% from three and 41% from the floor.
On a volume and like distance.
I don't like this. I feel like I draw the line here. I don't think I can put Trae Young.
No. Trae Young,
Young.
of S. Just put him at the bottom of S.
Bro, Trae Young or Austin Reeves in a playoff series, who would you rather have?
Well, it depends on what your team is.
Trae Young or Damian Lillard?
Trae Young. All right,
what?
Yeah.
I don't think I could come, bro. You tell me you'd have him though over bottom of S though, yeah. I don't.
Just put him at the bottom of S. He's having a good year. 25 and 12. Yes.
Yeah,
there you go.
Hawks fans are gonna love this. I don't know if everybody else agrees with.
No, people hate. Why'd you just put Dennis Schroeder in S?
I didn't mean to. That's actually crazy. I think I just accidentally moved him around.
He was in C.
He was at the bottom of C. Yeah. Whoops. Apologize, Nets fans. You don't have a good player in him. Don't get excited.
He's on the Pistons.
You know who should be? Oh wait, Stephon Castle's not really though. Ty Jerome.
D. Yeah, he's another good backup point guard.
Yeah, D. I put him like ahead of Gabe Vincent right here. Yeah. Who's this guy for the Spurs? Is that Champagnie?
Wait, who?
This guy?
I think that's Trey Jones.
He's fine. I think he's D.
He's on the Bulls now. Yeah, you can put him in D. That's fine.
Tyrese Halliburton.
S.
No, he's not S.
Fine, A.
Yeah, he's A. He's definitely the epitome of A. A great point guard.
I'd put him at the top of A, though.
You put him ahead of Garland?
Yeah, I would.
What's he looking like? Right now, he's playing like an A point guard. I think he could take his game to another level in the playoffs. That would really help solidify. 18.6 points and 9 assists on 47% shooting and 38 from three. So he's getting up there. I agree. But Trae Young being ahead there, I don't know. I guess Trae has more proven playoff success. Tyrese Maxey, I think that's a B.
A. B. Yeah, B. I'm fine with B. That's fine.
Top of it. He's like it's one of those guys where he only does one thing. Like he's a scorer.
Yeah.
He hasn't really done a whole lot of it's not a team player thing. Austin Reed, I don't think we've seen enough potential. I feel like he just goes.
That's Reed Shepard.
I knew that. I don't know why I said
Austin Reed.
Austin Reed is crazy. Reed Shepard, bottom of D. Oh, Tyus Jones is definitely like a D too. He's
F. He's so bad.
Tyus Jones?
He's played so bad this year. You can put him in D if you want to, but he's played really terrible this year. He just got benched for Colin Gillespie.
That is true, actually. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. Oh, well, his field goal percentage isn't bad, though, for a backup point guard, 45%. I guess, okay. Who's the guy for the Hornets right here? Is this Book
That's
Knight?
Trey Mann. He was injured. He played like 15 games, so you just put him in.
Jordan Poole doesn't count. Who's the dude for the Suns here?
Wait, there's another Suns guy on here? Oh, I have no clue who that is. Oh, I think it's Monte Morris.
Oh,
You just put him in
so,
F.
yeah, you go F. And then Poole doesn't count. Keontae George is a shooting guard. So Steph Curry is the last guy. Is Steph still S?
A. No, that's kind of crazy. He's S. He's S. I'd put him ahead of Trae Young, but behind everyone else.
Yeah. I still don't think Trae Young belongs on S.
A. Just, nah, he does. Remember when we went and watched the Hawks game? In the
Yeah, he was
building?
pretty good in that game. Yeah, but he didn't play like crazy that game. They did win, but it was, oh well. It's
When John
fine,
Collins scored like 18 points in the first 5 minutes and then
17
didn't
in the
score the
first
rest of
quarter, and
the
then he scored
game.
5 the rest of the game. That was so
Yeah.
funny, man. That was a cool atmosphere. I need to go back to another NBA game.
Dude, we should go. We should go when I come over.
There won't be any NBA games though.
Oh, wait, dang it. Yeah, you're right.
It's the summer, man. We could go to a baseball game though, for sure.
That would be so fun. Yeah.
That, bro, for real. So there you go, everybody. If you're looking at the tier list, I don't think I accidentally moved anybody. Crazy. You know what's crazy? Kind of seeing Jalen Suggs in C. It just doesn't sit right with me.
That's fine. You can move him to D if you want to. No, but he's 16 points with good elite defense.
That's true. That's true. It's just weird. I just don't think of him as being better than all these other guys, but he is.
He's good.
Gamblers. I look. I just put Jared. You have your own little niche, and then we'll see what Jared. Hopefully, Jared McCain and DeJounte Murray can kind of get back to their elite levels of play this next season.
Yeah.
I'll stop sharing. Yes, sir. Let's go. Got through our 6th episode. Everybody who watches this video, thank you. Like the video, subscribe, maybe even share it if you're feeling generous today. I don't know. We can't control you. But yeah, a great episode. And hopefully next time Tristan will be back with us. But if not, this is James and Maddoc from the Peat podcast signing off.